Namaste, everyone. I'm going to give you Kundalini yoga for this Easter period, this magical day that we have, right? And happy Easter. And for this particular healing session, we're going to do something at the end that is quite interesting, right? Something that's quite special and rare. So you will need a clear glass of water, right? So I'm using my clear measuring cup and have filled with water. And then you also need an egg, right? An egg. So this is a Peruvian tradition, right? Peruvian, oh my tongue tied, Peruvian healing modality that we are going to use, right? It's a very special, rare tradition that you will not find in many ways on the internet. And this is something I learned a part of a society of women, right? A sort of secret society, you could say, of women, right? Women all over the world sharing their cultures, sort of traditions, their healing modalities, right? So this belongs to Peruvian healing modality that involves using an egg to clear out the energy, the aura, and then also you will crack the egg, put the egg in the water, right? And you will do like an energy reading or an aura reading, right? Just by looking at the egg, right? And kind of also clearing. It's a very sacred practice of clearing out any sort of energetic knots, scars, tangles, debris that you may have, right? So it's very, very purifying. The egg itself, the properties of the egg is so healing for the energy, the aura, right? This egg has energy inside of it. It has a lot of healing properties inside, right? Inside this egg. So connecting that with the energy field, we're going to kind of pull out anything in the body, the energy body, anything in the 10 bodies, right? We could connect with the radiant body, the neutral mind, the positive mind, negative mind. You know, with the soul body, the subtle body, the pranic body, right? We're going to connect with all these sort of bodies and kind of pull out and put into this egg anything that is like debris, like plaque, right? See if you have any debris, any plaque, any blockages, right? That can show up as fears, anxieties, that can show up as sort of stagnant energy, you know, any sort of ruts, any sort of these kinds of blockages that we may have in the energy that's creating a sort of low energy or fatigue or feeling of being drained, right? We're going to kind of clear that out so you can have a more circulation of chi throughout the 10 bodies, right? Which is going to make you feel more vital, renewed. It's going to make you feel more creative, and it's just going to create a clear passage for the Kundalini energy to move through, right? And that's really what we want. We want a clear channel, a clear pipeline for the Kundalini energy to move through, right? So the Kundalini energy, it gets kind of caught in these sort of, these squares in our body, right? Which are like rooms with no doors or windows, and the Kundalini is just kind of stuck there, right? And then we start to feel over time worn down. We start to get caught in a memory. We start to become very sympathetic, and then kind of, there, staring at the wall, staring at a past thing, dwelling, these kinds of things, right? Because there's like a box in our energy field. And we know boxes, right? The squares can represent challenges. And when we look at like astrology, right? The sort of squares, it can represent a sort of a challenge, right? To your evolution, right? It's a challenge for breakthrough, right? In all of these sort of squares, these sort of that we have in our energy field, where it's a little of a challenge, right? Whatever that may be for you in an area of your life, right? Because everybody has different sort of challenges. Some people, the flow of wealth is like clear, but then the flow of love is like kind of squared, and it's not as a clear direction to get there, right? And those sort of squares represents our sort of our evolution. I see it as what we're evolving. Our sort of, you could say, the challenges that are to give us strength, right? So to help us kind of smooth out those sort of challenges, kind of open up the flow, right? The river, right? Because we can create dams. We can build up dams, right? What is a dam? Like a beaver dam, right? To a river, right? What does it do? It kind of stops the flow of the water, and we create dams as human beings, right? That we literally stop a body of water from flowing into an ecosystem, right? To prevent, flooding and all these kinds of things, right? And we can do that in our own sort of flow, in our own sort of creativity and our sexuality. We create these dams, right? Where we basically create these blocks, right? These barriers, right? And that could be due to fear. That could be due to anything, like a memory that, it caused us to be very tense, rough, very tight, right? And that sort of stiffness has created this sort of inability to move in a new way, right? So it creates like a dam, so the river wants to flow into the ecosystem, right? You need that river in the ecosystem, right? Because it gives it nourishment. So sometimes, when we don't have the flow, we're too tight, we're too rigid, we create this dam in the mind and the energy and the emotions, sexuality. What happens is our ecosystem, which is our aura, right? Our auric field, our egg, right? Our golden egg, right? We all have this golden egg, like the golden goose egg, right? That is our magic. That's the golden goose egg. Is, I see it as like your Sachic record, right? Where, the golden goose egg is seen as like the treasure of all treasure, right? Because it represents the knowledge of the universe. And the golden goose egg is your aura, right? Which represents your Sachic record, your access to knowledge of knowledge, right? The access to the ancestors that are on the left side of the body, the ancestors, right? The ancestors, the earth, the elemental sort of realm, right? The knowledge of the earth, the knowledge of the ancestors, the knowledge of history, right? The knowledge of the time, right? Traveling through time. And then we have in the golden goose egg that you're seated in, right? We have to the right, which is we have the angels, the masters, the teachers, the shamans, right? These sort of scholarly beings who teach us in our life, either teaching us piano or, teaching us how to do basketball or teaching us how to write a book or whatever it is, right? That we meet in our life, right? And then behind us, we could say that we have knowledge of where we've been, right? Our past decisions, past relationships, that gives us knowledge. But we're not there to hump over like Frumpty Dumpty, lose our balance because we're too caught in the past. We're meant to open up the shoulders, open up the heart, and kind of, like let that past stuff go, right? So we become like Frumpty Dumpty. What is it? The Notre Dame fella. What is his name? Hector from Notre Dame. I don't even know, but the Frumpty Dumpty kind of thing. That a lot of times we can lose our balance because of our past, right? The past. So we lose our balance. So then when we try to move forward or you try to go backward, we're just kind of this hunched over position, right? That makes us tense and then irritable and then like moody and like because of our past. So you see people have that kind of frumpy, grumpy, sort of ruthless type of, they're like Frumpty Dumpty type of thing with their shoulders way over, right? So you gotta shake that off, and that's about clearing the trauma of the childhood and all of the stuff of the past, right? So that you have a clear open chest, the spine, the back is nice and smooth. You're not doing this stuff, right? Because you can definitely connect people who have this sort of thing, this back position. You can definitely connect it to the past and holding on to something of the past, like something of past resentment, past trauma, whatever it is that has caused them to feel very insecure, very uptight, very fearful, right? Because people who tend to like close their heart, when you round your shoulders forward like this, you're closing off your heart. So that has to do with fear, When you try to close off your heart like that by basically doing that, it's because of fear. You have some fear that could be triggered from an event, a catastrophe, something in the childhood. You didn't get what you wanted, inner anger, whatever that is, right? And people over time build that up like a big dam, and they get sort of blocked, right? And then they lose their balance, and then they kind of, they falter forward, right? With all this baggage of the past, right? They kind of like fall forward into their future with all of this luggage, behind them, right? And then you don't feel too good about that, right? We don't feel too good about that, right? It's like going through the airport and you got all this luggage. It's like, it's just like, it's a pain in the ass, right? You got to check the stuff. Oh, it's too heavy. You got to put it in different bags because it's too heavy. It's only 80 pounds maximum, right? And it's in when you're going multiple planes, right? Because you're going to, you're going for distance. It's just not fun, right? That's the thing, is being in like something new, a new career, a new love. You got all this luggage, right? So you got to check all that. You got to, figure out how to get all that organized and how to move all of that. And it's just, right? It's just not as adventurous, you could say, right? When you just kind of go and clean, right? Going like, okay, this is what I need. I don't need all this extra stuff, right? It's a lot more lighthearted. It's a lot more optimistic, a lot more playful, a lot more youthful when you see people who don't have much luggage, right? It means that they trust the universe. They feel taken care of, right? They don't need to bring their whole house with them to feel safe going to Paris or something like that, right? So, and then the forward, right? So again, think of your egg, right? You have north, south, east, west, right? You think of your egg, or your aura. You're inside your egg, your aura. And think of to the right of you is the teachers, right? Can represent the father figure, people who taught you lessons, how to ride a bike, how to get a job, that kind of thing, how to go to school, right? And then think what to the left of you, right? In your egg, you can see that's about the ancestors, that's about the mother, right? That's about, you can say, healing modalities, how to love yourself, how to comb your hair, how to take a bath, right? It's that kind of thing, self-care, how to love someone, how to be loved, right? Behind you, the past, right? Everything you did in the past and how that's affected your heart position today, right? So really when we look at the back, we're looking about the heart and how expansive, how youthful the heart is. So if we're doing this, doing that, it just shows that can be something unresolved with the past, right? Because we want this to be luminous, because the heart is basically the seed in the egg, the seed, the center point, kind of the focal point of the egg is that sort of the heart, right? And then ahead of you is the knowledge of the future, which is your talents, your gifts, your aspirations, your drive, your perseverance, right? Everything that has to do with you showing up into the world, and in the way that you take care of the self, and the way that you respect the self in the eyes of the people and family, right? It's you in the spit, you feeling you putting that forward, walking into the love of yourself, walking into the world and the venture of the world, right? And think of that as like the north, south, east, west, right? And that's all happening in your egg, right? Your egg, which is your aura. You are the golden goose, right? The golden goose is your Akashic record, right? The knowledge that's coming from multiple areas of you, right? We think of the Eastern, right, of knowledge, right? The Eastern knowledge, we think of very rooted spirituality. We think of the Western knowledge as well as very rooted, but as more father, has become, patriarchal. Where we think of the East as having, again, and there's a sort of revolution, right? There's a sort of polarization, right, that happens, right, when it comes to the father putting yourself in a stronghold position And then the matriarch, which is like putting yourself in a deep sort of spiritual ritual, right? So, and then we talk about, up and down, right? The movement of the pipeline from what is below you to what is above you, right? Below you is about the ancestral building blocks that build you up into the epigenetic broadcast that is you today, right? And then everything above you represents the calling, right? The calling of you, the creativity of you, the incarnational revelation and evolution of you as a light being, or as a soul, right? In connection to the other masters who basically have created a platform for you to rise up, right, into higher incarnations, right? Create like a platform, like Guru Ram, the House of Guru Ram Das is a platform. You can go into that platform and you can experience a more elevated incarnation of you. And it continues, right? So that's what we're going to be working on. So you can go ahead and gather these materials at this time, and you can pause the video and you can come back, right, to join me. So we're going to tune in now. We're going to begin our practice. We're going to do some Kundalini yoga, and then we'll go ahead and do a sort of energy clearing. So rub the hands together. Bring the hands into the chest. Roll the shoulders back and down. Tuck in the chin slightly so there's space in the back of the neck, right? I kind of feel it as though I'm kind of lifting the shoulders down and lifting the head up and stretching the neck. I kind of see as I'm creating an adjustment, or I'm pulling my head out of my ass, right? And my spine elongated like a ballerina. Inhale. Exhale. So we're going to tune in with Ong, O-N-G, Namo, Gurudev, Namo. Inhale to begin. Ong, Namo, Gurudev, Namo. Ong, Namo, Gurudev, Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Squeeze Mula Bandha. Press the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Focus on the space between the eyebrows. Feel the heart opening. Feel the navel anchored. Feel the crown chakra ascending. Exhale. Now we're going to do our protection mantra. And again, we're going to focus on the 4 directions. So with each sound of the protection mantra, you're going to go first to the right, behind you, to the left, ahead of you. So to the right, imagine the father, right? The father energy, right? Which is about, teaches you how to get a job, how to be in the world, right? How to be responsible, how to take be accountable for your actions and decisions. Right? It's about, growing up into the world, right? Being believable, credible, being trustworthy, having a reputation, right? Being dependable, consistent. And then think of behind you, right? Think of behind you as in the past, right? The momentum of the past, right? And the knowledge of the past, right? And then think of to the left, think as the mother, the house of the you could say how to comb your hair, right? Brush your teeth, how to take a bath, right? It's about your dreams, right? Mother asks you, what would you like to be when you grow up? What's your talent? What's your gift, right? It's about you and your dream state, your imagination, your creativity. And then ahead of you, you think of What's your perseverance, right? When you walk forward, it's an active, I'm here, I persevere, I have resilience, I am taking action, I am moving forward. Either moving forward with my imagination and in my sort of spiritual practice, or I'm moving forward with being, doing my chores, right? Cleaning my house, taking care, my duties, my responsibilities, right? You're doing one or the other constantly. You're going back and forth, just like the nostril breath, right? So with each sound, just see you connecting with the four areas of yourself, right? And also you can think of the four, you could see the four pillars of the heart, right? When we think about the father, right, the inner masculine, then we think about, right, going up, the upper heart, we think of God, right, the upper chest, we think of God. When we think it to the left, we think of the mother, right? We think of the mother, the left side of the body represents the mother, right? In that chamber of the heart. And then the chamber below, right, moving towards the diaphragm, right? That's the chamber of the inner child, right? Your pranic breath. That's about your youth. That's about your grace, your sovereignty, right? Your dignity, intelligence. So just connect with each of the sounds, spinning it clockwise, and just visualizing gas stove blue spinning very fast, so fast you can't even see the spin, and it happening in the aura, right? See it happening at 2 feet and expanding to 10 feet. And then you can even imagine it going to 18 miles in all directions. So inhale to begin. Adgadename, Jugadgadename, Sadgadename, Siddhi Gadade, Vename. Adgadename, Jugadgadename, Sadgadename, Siddhi Gadade, Vename. Adgadename, Jugadgadename, Sadgadename, Siddhi Gadade, Vename. Inhale. Exhale. And then hands on Gyan Mudra. Take a moment to kind of drop in. So consciously drop into your physical body, right? You would think people are grounded in their body, but there are a lot of souls that are kind of uprooted and just kind of floating, right? Not in the body, right? So we're just consciously drop into the body. Let the soul drop into the body, because that's where we're going to get the soul's journey completion. And why people keep reincarnating, like in many ways, just involuntary, like kind of sort of aimlessly, right? But in order, right? But keep incarnating again and again and again, this sort of vicious cycle, is because they don't get the soul in the body. When you don't get the soul in the body, you can live your whole life, 50, 80 years, and just be like not even grounded, right? Not even, completing these life lessons, right? You all have studies. That's what life is, right? There's all studies. There's something you want to learn. There's something you want to give to yourself. There's something you want to give to the world. But we can't do that when the soul is not in the body, right? It becomes very challenging because, again, people who the soul is not in the body, they tend to have personality disorders, meaning identity crises. They're like, who am I? It's just like mood stuff, where one day they're this, one day they're that. Their mood swing is like all over the place. That's an indication that they're kind of fragmented soul, right? That means they need to probably do more mantra recitation, right? Especially if you have major sort of soul splits, right? Mood kind of swinging where you can't make decisions. One day you're this, one day you're that, right? We are multi-talented and multi-dimensional, but we are also unified. So it's not this kind of split where it's like a madhouse type of thing, right? So when you get the soul in the body, that's kind of like when you become the golden goose, right? That's why you see the gurus in the sort of paintings of them. They always have this sort of glow around their head, like this, almost like there's this disc, behind their head, right? This golden disc that's behind their head. It represents they got the soul in the body. When you get the soul in the body, you start to radiate light, right? It's like, it literally is, there's a science to it. It's called biophoton, where it's a light emission, right? Like basically chi is, there's a sort of a light emission. There's light that comes from chi, right? And when you get the soul in the body, you're starting to function more from your creative fulfillment. That can be very subtle, it can be very expansive, right? And when you start to function more from your creative fulfillment, that's when you're starting to get more into your soul's journey completion and getting out of, living 50, 80 years of this personality disorder, right? And then just kind of not really gaining the virtues of what this human existence, or this earth human existence, is really about. It's about character development. It's about getting virtues so you can live very virtuous, right, as a human being. And that's for your soul. That's for your Sasha record. So that when you die, as the Egyptians knew very well in the Isis sort of traditions of women in their sort of sacred secret societies, right, that are brought into, we call the sort of Egyptian the theology, mythology, the sort of Egyptian spirituality when it comes to the afterlife. And they were so keen on getting the soul in the body, right? So that in the afterlife, that journey was one where you were virtuous, right? So when you reincarnate, if you do, you take the virtues with you, meaning you get more a say in what kind of incarnation you're going to have. Because you when you get the soul in the body, it's about manifesting through the virtues that you claim in the sort of decisions you make, right? And that can be about willpower, that can be about creativity, that can be perseverance, that can be, knowledge on a particular subject of like economics, or a subject of education, like who knows, right? And that basically becomes your riches, right? As a when you die in your soul, it becomes your riches, right? Because when you come back into the physical, or whatever physical you go into as like a Pleiadian, who knows, you actually download that into the physical body, right? So a lot of us, we have like markings of past lives, like even wounds that show up in the physical body, because those scars, those wounds, those tears, they're downloaded when we die, and then they're downloaded to the Sachic record. And then when we incarnate again into a physical body, they are downloaded into that physical body. Unless the mother in pregnancy has a strong enough sound current to basically override and sort of pattern and reprogram the whole download, right? It's like your iCloud of all your lifetimes, right? They download. And that's what happens when you do a soul retrieval. And those of you who are watching this, you most likely have been on that journey for years, right? And what that experience is you start to download more of the Sachic record, more of your soul in the body. And since we've had a lot of lifetimes, there are lifetimes where we have these scars, these wounds, these traumas, these whatever it is, and you download those too. Not just, the light and love and the knowledge and the, victory. You also download the squares, the things that don't so easily come into the body and don't so easily feel comfortable in the body. But they come through because we want to refine everything about the Sachic record, every knowledge, right? Like a book, right? When you think of like any sort of history book, you update it, right? Every 5 years, usually 2 years, really. Every year they should be updating, right? The book, the history. And that's what you do with your Sachic record. The knowledge has to be presented to you so that you can reevaluate it with a new perspective, right? In a new time of you, right? A new evolution of you. And then you can rewrite it like history. We rewrite history all the time. We're reevaluating what we thought. Oh, the Egyptians, they were this old, right? They had this span of time, right? And then you reevaluate it in a different time, right? When you're more evolved or something like that, and you realize, wait a minute, it's different. It's actually this, right? So that's what happens with your Sachic records. When the traumas download to you, even the past life connections show up to you. It can show up as like, marriages or friends or whatever it is. And there could be a conflict, a square with it. It's coming up because it's like a part of history with you, right? You need to reevaluate it, almost rewrite it. So if you have this resentment towards your father, and that's a major sort of trauma that comes up, it could even been like a past life, battling with this particular person, right? This particular soul. The reason it downloads and it's held in you in an uncomfortable way because it's time for you to reevaluate, rewrite the history of it, right? And how you do that is through, you can say, we want to refine it, and that's a path of compassion and forgiveness, right? And that's really where we bring everything back to its pure state, right? And that's kind of what Jesus Christ was about. He downloaded a lot of the people suffering into his own body so that he could help multiple people basically sort of rewrite history, right? Of the same old resentment and the eye for an eye and hate all these people and, all this suffering and stuff like that, right? So that he could help people return these scars, these wounds back to a pure state, which is of balance and of strength, right? Because again, when you're just carrying this sort of unresolved, incomplete sort of whatever it is that's you're downloading, you're gonna lose. It doesn't bring you balance. It kind of creates chaos and madness, and in many ways, it creates what we call this vicious cycle of it, right? So we break the vicious cycle by connecting with the Sachic record, downloading these kinds of traumas, scars, whatever it is, so that we can basically rewrite the Sachic record and refine the information so that it's more up to date, so that it becomes, we want to restore it right back to health, right? We don't just want to have a whole entire Sachic record about, I hate this person, this life, hate this person, that life, that life, that life, right? Because that is a state that is, that you can lose a lot of energy in that, right? You can lose a lot of energy, like life to life, playing that out. You lose a lot of energy, right? You're in this non-energy, this non-reality, which basically is anything you're doing that it's not giving you the soul's journey completion. It's not giving you the creative fulfillment, is what we call it. It's non-reality. So just a little bit more about the Sachic record, which is the golden goose egg of you, which in many spiritual scripts they can recognize it as one of the most rich sheets of holy of holy, sort of to access, right, in the physical body, right? Because that's where you're psychic, that's where you can channel, that's where there's prophecies, that's where you're cosmic, right? The golden egg is also garba is the Sanskrit garba, and that is your cosmic. You can connect with the cosmos, right? Like psychics and channelers, and you got a clear pipeline, right, from what is above you and what is below you. You're not caught and trapped in these rooms with no doors or windows, with a bunch of propaganda and a bunch of agendas, and just like, I don't know what to believe, right? You have a sort of this cosmic awareness, right, where you start to we talk about getting into the laws, principles, virtues of the universe, which is some big stuff. So we're going to do some cat-cow. So just inhale, exhale through the nose. You can go with the mantra. Okay, inhale, stretch, stick the butt out, open the throat, squeeze, belly button to spine, squeeze, press the tongue on the upper palate. Exhale, run the back. And then come and press your forehead down to the earth. Bring the hands in prayer above the head and just really open up the heart. Also work on opening up the armpits and really feeling the prayer of the earth. Inhale, exhale. Okay, come up seated. We're gonna do some Sufi grinds to open up the base of the spine, get that sexual energy moving. So just breathe long and deep through the nose and just kind of awaken that sort of sexual root chakra, sort of sacral power, the primal power, right? We talk about primal power, right? Having a sense of mastery over what we call sex, money, food, water, right? Having a sense of self-control, right? A discipline. So you can just listen to the mantra, and in your mind's eye, just imagine that you're dancing with the mantra. And just kind of go very playful, ecstatic, and liberated in the movement. And then you can rotate the other direction. This is actually so healing for that base of the spine, a tailbone. A lot of us have, at some point in our life, experienced this lower back pain. Because we don't breathe enough in the hips, and we don't breathe enough into this lower back. When you move the hips, right? Moving of the hips in any form of dance, really. It's hula, or sort of African dance is so freeing for the lower back, right? For some of you guys, this may even feel kind of like a situation, right? Like a kind of a challenging situation. Just breathe and move even deeper, right? You can go slower, you can go faster. Just bring your awareness to this primal force of you, right? We think of the tailbone, right? The serpents, right? We think of the womb as the egg, right? The serpent's egg, right? Both very, very profound energies in the universe, right? The serpent, we think of the egg. You see that everywhere in sort of ancient spiritual symbolism, right? A picture, a painting, a story about the serpent and the story about the egg, right? You see that in many, many sort of indigenous cultures or older, more ancient cultures, right? It's about the Kundalini, right? The Kundalini is the fuel. Like you get a rocket. The struggle in the early stages of the rocket was how to get it up there, right? The fuel is the fuel. It's how you get there, right? The fuel is the Kundalini, the higher energy that gets you there, right? You need a lot of energy if you want to travel the cosmos in your mind's eye, right? You need a lot of energy if you're going to get a massive spaceship through the galaxy, right? Okay, inhale, exhale. Bring the hands, interlace the fingers above the head, and now you're just working with the upper body, the heart, the armpits, right? We worked on the lower back, now we're getting into the mid back, the upper back, right? The heart, really opening up the heart, like I said, right? A lot of us, we can have the sort of closed heart, right? The shoulders rolling over the heart, right? Really revealing that we have a fear, right? Could be something that we're holding on to, right? We don't feel quite secure. So I'm just rotating clockwise, and I'm just really rotating around my head, almost like I'm outlining my crown, right? Like I imagine I have a crown. And just breathe long and deep through the nose. Again, focusing on the upper back, kind of massaging the heart, right? The armpits. Also working with the lymphatic system, getting that stuff moving, right? The breasts, if you're a woman, right? The sort of circulation of through the lymphatic in the lymph nodes, right? Great, smoothing it out, right? As a woman, we should definitely be, our breasts should be smoothed, right? Massaged. It's like giving yourself a breast massage in many ways. Getting that circulation going. Also, you're opening up the back too. You will feel this sort of opening in the back. Again, working the shoulders as well, right? Our shoulders can be very tight because we're uptight. The shoulders represent the father, the hips represent the mother, right? So when you see a picture of a woman, right, like a painting or a sculpture of, like, in ancient times, more indigenous sort of times, like Native American, right, the women usually are depicted as having a sort of a powerful birth canal with big hips, right, being sort of, I wouldn't say plump, but being lush, right, having a body that's very fertile looking, right, and big hips, wide hips. And men in, sculptures or paintings are seen as broad shoulders, right? Men carry the weight of the world on the shoulders. Women carry the weight of humanity in the hips. Very different, right? The world represents, being of the world, being credible, having credentials, justice, order, having sort of city-states, organization. Humanity represents the sort of spiritual, right? The liberty, the sovereignty, the dignity, the virtues, the character, right? And now twist the other direction, or rotate the other direction, right? So a lot of times when we have the shoulders, there's an inner patriarch, right? An inner control issue that could be going on, right? So it's kind of loosening it up. And then working with the hips, right? That tight hips represents that, where we have this sort of inner matriarch sort of tightness, right? Or sort of closed off to that. And that's why in many ways women, in now going back into history, have always been brought into some sort of dance, a dance class. Women who could dance, in whatever culture, were seen as very almost privileged women, or very like educated women, like women who could dance, right? Or women who could sing or play an instrument, right? Move their body, move the energy, could birth things. We're seeing very privileged. Just continue to open it up. You're also opening up the crown chakra. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale. Hold, inhale. Really squeeze up. Bring the arms to the head. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Gya Mudra. Just feel what that has done to your spine. Now what we're going to do is, if you have a block or a pillow or folding up a blanket, we're going to sit in celibate pose. And if you can sit all the way without needing a pillow, do you. But for me, I'm most comfortable when I have a block, right? And I prefer using a block because it gives you that sort of 90-degree angle, right? So you're on a sort of a downward slope, rather than, sitting too much. You don't want to sit and be like you're sitting in a swamp. We want to be slightly elevated, right? Because we're not about sort of sinking into the body. We're about, right? Swamp is about sinking, right? Swamp, that bacteria, it just sinks and just sits at the bottom in this clumpy mud, right? We don't want to be that. We want the waters to turn like a waterfall. We want it to move. We want them to crystalline through the system. So this kind of having a block helps you to not kind of sink, but to rise, right? Let the water, like a waterfall, kind of flush through, right? It's about energy. Waterfall is energy. Swamp is not energy, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the hands up, right? I kind of have like Jupiter finger, and then twist. So I inhale to the left, exhale to the right, and really getting deep from the perineum all the way to the top of the head. I'm just imagining like you squeeze like a dirty towel, right? You put it in water, right? And under the sink, and then you squeeze out the dirt, right? The mud or whatever you use the towel for. Think of that's what you're doing. When you're twisting, so like you're squeezing out a dirty towel, right? Using water and kind of squeezing it out, right? Draining it out. Just think that you're doing that with the spine, any fatigue, any stagnation, these kinds of things. Inhale, stick it up. Exhale, bring the hands down, relax them. That right there will give you fuel. What we just did, very simple, it will give you fuel to get where you need to go. And that's the game of life, honestly, is you need fuel and you need to find your fuel, right? And those people who have the fuel are the richest, right? The billionaires, right? Because they have fuel. They have a lot of it. They have abundant fuel. And that can be many things. It could be resources. That could be actual fuel, like the fossil fuel. It could be wind, right? Wind power, solar power, all of that, right? That's the game. Spiritual power, spiritual fuel, material fuel. Both. You prefer to have both. Just rest the hands in the lap and just kind of close the eyes and just, again, drop in, right? This egg, this isn't, the egg is about getting the soul, right? It's about, the egg is the seed. It has the seed. The soul is what brings the seed to life, right? The seed, many people in them for lifetimes, many lifetimes, that seed never really comes to fruition because they don't have the soul. You gotta get the soul, right? It's called get your soul. Okay, inhale, exhale. Now you can come seated back down onto your bottom and you can feel the adjustment. Again, if that's difficult for you, like anything we did, like if it felt like like kind of thing, it just means that the energy, right, it's not as fast moving through you, right? Like some waterfalls kind of, and some water's like right? And the more you do this, you're going to have a very powerful waterfall, meaning you're going to have a lot of energy moving through you, right? And that's wonderful because it means you can get more things moving, get more things done, right? Get more of the as much of you in the body. And that's the game. We want as much as you in the body so you can really project that out into the earth, into the cosmos. Okay, now listen to the mantra. And bring your hands out here, closing the eyes. And then we're just going to chant and just really feel that you're bringing in, like almost like you're bringing in the soul, like saying welcome. Try to chant if you can. Satguru Prasad Ekonkar Ekonkar Satguru Prasad 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 Satguru Prasad Ekonkar. Now bring a thumb to the ring finger, the Venus Sun finger, placing it here at the heart. Continue chant. Ekonkar Satguru Prasad Satguru Prasad Ekonkar 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 Ekonkar Satguru Prasad Satguru Prasad Ek Onkar, Ek Onkar, Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad, 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 Ek Onkar. Now bring the hands up into lotus, lotus, lotus. At the top of the head, again, this where the soft spot of the baby's head. Tucking the chin. Let's go down the spine. See the spine like a stem. And see roots coming out from the perineum, digging into the earth. And see roots 70, 80 feet in deep in the earth. See the nutrients coming up, the roots, through the perineum, up the spine like a stem, through the brain, through the pineal, the pituitary, right? And then coming and blooming at the crown. Ek Onkar, Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad, Ek Onkar, 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 Ekonkar Sataguru Prasad, Sataguru Prasad. Ekonkar, 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 Ekonkar Sataguru Prasad, Sataguru Prasad. Ekonkar. And bring into prayer. Bring it here, the energy of the third eye. Now do a breath of fire. Even inhale, exhale through the nose. Make sure you press the tongue on the roof of the mouth firmly. And try to bring that tongue all the way back, as far back as possible. Inhale. Squeeze Mulabandha. Press the tongue on the roof of the mouth as far back as possible. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze. See the spine like a stem, the top of the head like a lotus. Roots going down the perineum into the earth. Come alive. Come alive. Exhale. Now bring the hands to, we're going to do long Ekonkars, short. So Gyan Mudra here at the root chakra. You're going to really tap into your sound current. We're not doing this very long. So you got to tap into your sound current as quick as possible, right? Ik, ong, so ik, squeeze, up and in, right? Ik, ong, so ik, root chakra. Ong, navel. Ik, ong, ga. Relax. Sut, squeeze up and in. Sut, solar plexus. Nam, heart. Really expand out. Magnetize the heart, right, with the earth. Nam, sudi. Throat, squeeze up and in. Sudi. Wa, third eye. Hey, top of the head, opening up that soft spot of the, like the baby heads. Sudi. Wa, hey, guru, really, guru, expands the arc line, you know, bring it in, right? You're claiming your soul, bringing it in, right? So here we go. Again, exhale, very, very powerful. Get in your sound current quick as possible. Drop in. Ik, ong, ga. Sut, nam. Siri wa he oro. With Guru, vibrate the whole energy space. Feel the whole aura. See yourself like the golden goose egg. Total aura, total cosmic vibration. Get into your sound current, your soul's star. Your Merkaba is your soul star. Not everybody has the Merkaba in the body, meaning they don't have it defined in the arc line, their Merkaba, because they haven't called it in, right? You have to actually claim it. You can't just, floating around. Inhale. Ik. Su Siri wa he oro. Ik 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 Siri wa he Inhale. Squeeze mula bandha, press the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and really see your spine like a stem, the top of your head, or see your pituitary gland like a lotus, and then see the perineum roots down into the earth. See it in you. Exhale. And then we're going to come into a deep squat. We're going to ground this energy. And when you're in this deep squat, you're going to imagine that you have roots and that you're rooting from the perineum all the way down 70, 80 feet down into the earth. And you're going to do a breath of fire. You're going to have the hands at the prayer, listening to the mantra of creation, getting down into the earth. If you can't come all the way down, just do a variation that is for you. You might have to move around, kind of jiggle to kind of get the hips, right? This is something we need to do if you're a woman, to open up the birth canal. And just relax the hips. Once you get it in whatever variation, if you have to come all the way up, if you can't come down, do not force your hips to do anything you cannot do, right? We're not trying to force the hips. We're trying to lubricate, right? Kind of massage, sort of loosen up, not forcing or jamming. Really press this prayer into the sternum and really roll the shoulders back and down. Really lift the head up like you're being pulled up with the back of the neck, tuck in the chin like you're being pulled up, right? You see my neck is getting taller. I'm not doing this. I'm trying to lift up. Again, you're focusing on pulling your head out of your ass. You're not sinking. Pull it up. Now, with each HUD, pump the navel as you do breath of fire. Pump belly button to spine. Again, really focus on stretching the neck. Inhale. Squeeze Mula Bandha. Really squeeze up from the back of the neck. Squeeze up. Even come up a little bit. Come up. Bring the up a little bit. Exhale. And then kind of come up, shake it. Come back down onto your bottom. You definitely feel that in the hips. But again, we're not jamming, forcing. So now we're gonna do this Kriya for balancing out the mind. So bring your left thumb onto the left nostril and breathe in and out through the right nostril. Long, deep breathing. Inhale. Hold, squeeze up and in. Press the tongue on the roof of the mouth, squeeze. Exhale through the right nostril. Exhale all the way. Inhale both nostrils. Hold, squeeze up and in. Exhale. Now bring right hand up. Left thumb, right hand, right thumb over right nostril and breathe long and deep through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold, squeeze Mula Bandha, press the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Exhale through left nostril. Exhale all the way out. Inhale both nostrils. Hold the breath, squeeze Mula Bandha, press the tongue on the roof of the mouth, shoulders down, really stretch the neck, press the neck up. Squeeze up and in. Exhale. Now bring right hand directly up, left hand out, kind of like a L. And then breath of fire, and it's the palm faces towards the left, while the left hand palm face down, and then breath of fire. Really focus on the breath of fire being rhythmic. So it's not a panic breath. It's very steady. It's actually not that fast as we assume it is. Inhale. Squeeze Mula Bandha, stretch. Stretch it tight, stretch it long. Exhale through the nose. Now bring the left arm up and then right arm out. Right arm, palm face down to the earth. Left hand arm up, left hand palm facing towards the right, and then breath of fire. Like you're creating a perfect 90-degree. Really tuck in the chin and open the heart. You're working with the heart, opening up the heart. Really stretch it wide. I'm not doing this. I'm really projecting. I'm really stretching myself like a star. Inhale. Hold, squeeze Mula Bandha. Press the tongue on the upper palate. Really stretch. Exhale. Bring the hands down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our right foot out. We're going to kind of grab the foot of the left leg. And then you're just going to kind of bring, kind of rolling over and kind of bringing it back. It's kind of awkward, and then kind of bring it forward, stretch over. So what I do is I kind of bring my forearm and kind of rest it on this sort of calf as I come over, working with the hip, right? Working with the hip. So kind of reach forward, kind of stretch the leg, and then kind of stabilize myself, pressing my forearm onto the calf. And then kind of coming down. I don't really want to stick my butt out. I kind of want to just kind of come over. So you'll find a way to stabilize. And kind of like, so it comes forward and then it kind of comes back, almost like you're opening up the crotch area, and then you just kind of bring it down and you just kind of fold over. You want to kind of keep the leg straight the whole time, right? And you stabilize yourself so you're not falling over and you're not sticking the butt out. You're really allowing this whole area to open up. And really try to keep the spine tall as well. So you don't really want to feel like you're, doing the Humpty Dumpty, Frumpty. And really, again, kind of sweeping back, almost like you're opening up the hip, and then bringing it back, creating a rotation in the hips. Also, when you kind of fall over the left side, you're working on your strength. Make sure you breathe long and deep through the nose. When you fall over, just kind of, you can almost reach your eyes towards the big toe. It almost feels like you're kind of, almost like you want to come and fall over the leg that's stretched. I'm going to just do one more on this side, right? So you'll feel it, and then just come over. Inhale, exhale. Now go to the other side. So bring the right leg in. And then the left leg comes out, right? Grabbing the foot with the right arm, grabbing the left leg, right, straight the leg, and then one side come up, and then kind of do the same thing, come back, kind of keep the toe pointed, make sure the spine is tall, right? You may even feel an adjustment in the hip. And then kind of come over and look at the toe. Again, coming up, keeping the leg straight, kind of reach it back, opening up this hip, keeping the spine tall, reaching back. Then bring the leg forward. Breathing long and deep. Right? It's almost like you're really creating this nice opening in this hip. And then come forward. We don't usually do this kind of stuff. Creating new movement in the body. Again, the forearm kind of comes over the calf. When you feel it, you're going to also even feel it in the right butt as you're kind of leaning over the right butt, right? Kind of putting pressure. Just do a couple more. We'll do just this last one. Okay, inhale. Look at the tip of the nose. Exhale, fold over. Okay, now come into all fours. This last thing we'll do. So on all fours, you're going to bring your foot into attitude, which is a 90-degree. So I bring, almost like I'm a dog pissing on a high, right? But then you want to really kind of tilt it like this, right? So not like this, like this. Bringing that toe above the knee. So the toe and the knee are not on the same plane. The toe is on a higher plane, the knee is on a lower plane. But you want to be stabilized on both arms so you're not putting too much weight on one side. And then you bring it down. Bring the other leg up. Looking forward, opening up the throat. You're holding it. Bring the leg back down and switch and just continue holding it for 30 seconds, bringing it down. Really opening up the throat, feeling it in the kidney, right? Feeling it in the kidney. Even feeling it if you're a woman in the ovaries. But make sure you're not falling over one side. And just really feel like you're pulling this whole area from the kidney, ovary, down towards the knee, stretching. Bring the leg down. We did that one a little long. Bring the other leg up. Really open up the throat. So I'm not bringing my head down. I'm opening up the throat. Letting that thyroid, the thyroid balance the hormones. Okay, bring the leg down. Other leg up. Right, so it should really look like this with the neck, the thyroid. The hands we're not doing this. The hands right underneath the shoulder, fingers wide, palm pressed firm into the ground. Really reach it up, bring it down, switch. Roll the elbows inward. Elbows are not sticking out, they're rolled in towards the heart. Reach up. Bring the leg down. Other leg comes up. Again, think of it like the act. Think of it like a breathing of the back of the knee. Right, connecting the breath from the thyroid all the way to the back of the knee. Bring the leg down, other leg up. Okay, bring that leg down. Bring that other last round. You may feel it very much in the hip, very much in the thigh, very much in the butt. Really now focus on opening up the throat. Bring it down. Leg up. Okay, bring the leg down, come into child's pose for a moment. Inhale, exhale. And come all the way seated on the bottom. If you have your egg, we will get our egg now. Holding this egg in the right hand and have the right hand to the left hand underneath the right here, just holding at the navel, right, connecting it almost to the umbilical cord, right? And then just chant hara 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 hada, 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 hada. And just focus as you chant hud, flicking the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and bringing belly button to spine slightly. Just focus on this egg, the properties of the egg, the ingredients, the nourishment, the nutrients that are in this egg, and almost feel like through the belly button, like the umbilical cord, almost like you're putting this into the spinal fluid, also putting this into the blood, and allowing the highest vibration of the egg, right? The highest vibration to come through, almost like purifying the egg, so that the highest vibration of the egg can come through into the body. So as you continue to chant, really bring your mind's eye right onto the egg, giving yourself a blessing, making it known, right? Your intention is to use the nutrients of the egg to nourish your aura, to help you purify, feel clean and clear and vibrant. You think of the egg as radiance. Hada, 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 hada. And now see your own egg, your own golden goose, your aura. And just see the seed, the center of you, which is the heart chakra. The heart is the seed and the wish fulfillment, the creative fulfillment. See that seed, the inner seed, the outer shell, the outer egg, right? We have the exoskeleton, but then we also have the soul, right? The soul is what gives us the 10 bodies. Without this soul energy, we would just be an exoskeleton, right? Basically kind of like carbon, just sort of dead energy, right? So see the radiance of your golden goose egg and see the outer shell, right? We think of the exoskeleton, but the inner, the seed, the heart gives the radiance to your shell, to your outward appearance, right? See the seed, your talent, your gift, your soul coming in, right? See it, get to know it, dance with it. Hada, hada, right? You see exoskeleton, flesh that looks dead, like dead flesh, basically, right? The loss of radiance is one of the greatest losses, to lose your magnetic attraction with the universe. So you're bringing that magnetic attraction by energizing the seed, right? The conception of the soulful essence. Get to know that. Hear it in the heart, the creative force, the creation. Hada, 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 hada. This is very, very, very revitalizing. You're fertilizing yourself so that you may be fertile, either you're a man or a woman. You're fertilizing your soil, giving yourself fruitfulness. You want to bear fruit, almost like composting the soil of your navel, of your mind, of your whole aura, so that you may bear fruit. See yourself like an orchard. Now inhale. Squeeze Mula Bandha, press the tongue on the roof of the mouth, sip of more air through the nose. Exhale, cannon fire. Now holding the egg in your hand, feeling the higher frequency of the egg. Now we're going to do a practice of blessing the body with the egg. Blessing the body with the egg. So we're going to start at the top. Just mimic my moves. Bring the egg, focus on the top of the head. And just kind of rub gently, right? Not too hard. And just think you're putting, the egg is sucking out of the body any toxins going to the cheek. Just mimic me. Sucking out the toxins, right? You can also do this on other people. Cleaning out the centers, the moon center. Cleaning out this third eye center, right? The pineal gland, the pituitary gland, cleaning out any sort of toxins. Going to the thyroid, parathyroid. Going to the sternum, the thymus, going into the lymphatic system. And sometimes I like to have contact with the bare skin, right? So I like to do this sometimes. You could do this when you're before you go in a bath. On the back of the neck, right? We can carry some sort of stuck energy in the back of the neck. Spinal fluid, right? Can get kind of caught. And it doesn't get into the brain, right? Cleaning out. And go into the heart, right? Can create a circular motion, right? So when I go down, I'm kind of draining, right? That's why I'm going down, because I'm kind of draining out, right? The toxins, right? When I go in circle, I'm just kind of massaging, circulating the energy. Going down the sort of belly, all the way to the navel, through the central Sushmana channel. Again, thinking of the sort of like cleaning out the system. And go on the sides towards the kidneys, the adrenals, the lung, the ribs, the lung, the liver. And then even I can bring awareness to the ovaries and kind of take out any sort of, just if you have any sort of like lymph node sort of tension in this ovary that can create the sort of ovary kind of pain, clear that out. Use your awareness, focus, just kind of feel it, become very sensual, become very sexual with it. Right, become very sexual. Go down the sort of thighs, towards the knee. Feel it at the hips. Feel at the hips. And go down the other leg towards the hips, down the thigh. I even like to go down the arm, all the way to the wrist. Again, focusing on the sort of draining out, going all the way to the palm. The forearm feels very sweet, cleaning it out. The other arm, all the way to the shoulders, down the arm, feeling it, feeling very sensual. It's also good to really awaken the deeper sensual and sexual energy, right? The sensitivity, get more sensitive, right? The reason our sex is very sort of numbing, and that's why we have too much or have too little, is because we're not sensitive. That's why we have too much or too little. We don't, not sensitive enough to have a deep experience that's profound. And then I'd like to go on the bottom of my feet, just kind of rotate the bottom of the feet, just kind of clearing out. Just breathe very deep and just feel it. Feel sensitive. Feel very sensitive. Feel the tingles. It feels very you're pleasuring yourself. Again, feel the egg is taking it, right? It's almost sucking out of the body, right? The sort of toxins, the pollutions, the bacterial infections, right? This is a shamanistic sort of tool. It's very ancient. And then go on the other foot. But use your awareness, close your eyes and relax. Become very sensitive, right? You're not just the flesh. You're not just the exoskeleton. You're also the 10 bodies. You have emotion body, you have physical, you have a sexual, you have a mental, right? You have a mind, right? You have a soul body, you have a pranic body, right? You're not just the flesh, you're not just exoskeleton, right? There's many things that go on when it comes to the imbalances. That's not just the Darwin perspective. There's more than to us than just the Darwin kind of perspective of the body. There are many. There are many. And then kind of rub it on the palms as well. Feel the tingling. Feel it. Feel pleasured. It's so pleasing for you. It feels so pleasing. Right? You can do this even on your, friends. You can do it on the wrists, right? Taking out any of that carpal tunnel, right? From being on the computer a lot, right? Where your wrists become almost inflamed. On the other palm. Oh, it feels really, really good cleaning it out, right? The palms, the healing, the Reiki centers, right? Going the side of the pinky, right? The side of the index finger, going towards the thumb. Right? I go in both directions, clockwise and clockwise, counterclockwise. Going towards the wrists, feeling it, letting that energy, that blood, clean out the blood. And I'm going to come right here again to the higher heart, this place right between the collarbone. I'm just going to come down the side body. Again, I can even touch my skin. I like to touch my skin. Just kind of focusing on kind of clearing. And I'll go towards the kidney. Right, the kidney, adrenals, feeling that, kind of clearing it out. Going down the whole side body, even feeling the lung, the liver. Going towards the liver. And I can even go towards the breasts, underneath the breasts. Can even go towards the armpit. Right, the armpit where the 3 nervous systems connect. Can even go towards that sort of perineum. Cleaning it out. This whole energy, it's more of you gotta really connect with your sensitivity. You're getting more sensitized so that you can have a deeper experience. Don't fear the deep depth of experience. That's how you really come alive in the fullness of your soul's journey. Numbing out does not give you the fullness of your soul's journey. Ooh, feeling it. And then I like to just come up the Sushumna channel all the way up, all the way up, all the way up to the 3rd eye, and then I kind of circle clockwise, kind of now bring in that energy, right? Upward motion is like bringing in the energy. So we want to bring in the upward ascending energy, right? We kind of flushed out. Now bringing in the upward ascending energy, kind of like letting that energy rise, and then you can start going up the neck. Right. Go up, up. I like to go up the arms. Up the arms, armpits. Maybe go up the belly. From the from the ovaries, perineum, all the way up the belly towards the heart. Up the belly towards the heart. You can go from the knee all the way up to the hip. The knee all the way up to the hip. Then go up the side of the face all the way to the hairline. The side of the face all the way up to the hairline. Right, it's like following the jawline all the way to the top of the hairline, where the hair parts. Top of the hairline. Then I kind of go around the cheeks, going up. Around the cheeks, going up, even underneath that eye, going up and around the eye and up. Around the eye and up. Around the cheek, going up towards the hairline. Around the cheek, going up towards the hairline. Go around the mouth, going up. Around the chin, going up. Around the chin, going up. Around the chin, going up. Around the jaw, towards the ear, towards the hairline, going up. You can even feel the sort of, it kind of feels like a sticky, icky, gooey is what I call it. That means you're kind of clearing out, right? You're kind of taking out that sort of icky, sticky, gooey energy, right? Which can be like fatigue, you know, density. It's just heavy, you know, like a swamp. It's very heavy. And then again, go up the side of the neck, right? This gland. Kind of cleaning out, going around the neck again, going upward. Going upward. Even go up the sort of the spot in the very top of the top vertebrae, connecting with that, right? We want to create a better the sort of circulation, right? With the spinal fluid, like clearing out the blockages in the top vertebrae, right? When it comes to the connection with the brain, clearing that out. And then you can kind of return back to the top of the head and just kind of close your eyes very deeply and just feel this energy rising within you, that Kundalini. Just, again, you may even feel a little nauseous, right? That you may feel like a queasy. It means there's something flushing out of you, right? When you feel queasy, like you've got to go to the bathroom, right? It's because there's something that is being purged, right? You know, vomiting, or you're purging something. You're sweating, even crying, diarrhea, these kinds of things. You're trying to your thymus is trying to purge, right? And this, it's not just physical. There's emotional, there's mental, psychological. There's purging going on in the sexual energy, purging in the spiritual energy, the soul energy. There's many things that we purge that can create this feeling of nausea, or the feeling of headache, or the feeling of feeling queasy, or feeling tired, or feeling like you're not yourself, right? Not just you're sick as in your biology, right? There's something's going on in the physical body. Okay. And then just hold it in your hands. Feel the energy of it. Like I can feel the heat. I can feel the heat of this egg, right? As it's collecting a lot of, basically is gathered in this egg, a lot of the energies that needed to be purged, right? And I can feel a little even nauseous myself, a little queasy, a little bit like, oof, right? So then now I'm going to get my cup, and you guys might not be able to see because it's kind of dark, and I'll try my best. So I'm just closing my eyes, holding this egg, and I'm just going to connect with my physical body, dropping in. I'm going to connect with what is being released or purged, right? What did this egg kind of extract from me? So I'm feeling some energy in the lower chakra area. That's initially what I feel. Again, scan your own body. I'm also feeling things in the heart. Like I feel this sort of palpitation in the heart, kind of, whew. I also feel like a sensation in the wrists, right? It's like an opening in the wrists, the back of the neck, and also the eyes. I feel this sort of draining of the eyes, right? Underneath the eyes, I feel like a sort of draining of eye tension, right? You can even put this kind of on the eyes gently and just kind of. I also feel the crown chakra wide open, and the soles of the feet. I can feel this almost like liver clearing with the soles of the feet. And then just when you connect and you kind of feel, right, what's taking place, you become more sensitive. And then I'm going to crack the egg on the side of the glass, and then I'm going to put the yolk in the clear water, and then I'm going to kind of read, almost like reading tarot or reading stones, or many things that we read, right? Tea reading. Very sacred, very slow, just kind of watching it, opening it, watching it, feeling the energy. Woo, I can feel the heat of it. It's a very sacred ritual. It's something, and then I kind of look at it up at eye level. Exploring it. Feel like there's a sense of groundedness. I feel like this is a very grounding energy, or supported a very grounding energy. Also clearing out psychic debris from, like, excess social media. I'm hearing that, like, too much, Instagram type stuff. I feel like the vital force in me is very strong. Kind of looking at it, I can see the vital force is very, very strong. I feel like the aura is very thick, very, very, very thick, impenetrable. I feel like there's a lot of energy coming up from the soles, like soles of the feet, a lot of energy coming upward actually from the earth. But there's major, I'm almost seeing blue as well, like a dark blue energy. Like a transformative energy. Very young. The energy, the lifeline feels very young. Very, very young. And sometimes you can see the yolk in different ways. It can be even different shapes. It can look blobby. There can even be like dark energy. You could even see it in there. I feel like the clearing of the mental body. That's the main thing. I feel the clearing of the mental body. Like a lot of this energy is the mental body. Clearing of a lot of the mental body. I feel like the bubbles coming up. I'm feeling that these are sort of the popping of these mental kind of bubbles, right? That can create sort of almost like gas or something. Needs to be vented out, right? Bubbles is kind of like air, venting out, needing to be released, almost like releasing the air. But the navel really penetrates up. The navel, right? The sort of root chakra, the lower chakras are actually have a strong penetration up into the upper dimensions. Almost like there's a strong willpower, a strong willpower, a strong willpower. Also, there's a thickening of the egg. It just feels like a perseverance. But this is reading of an egg, right? That you can read your own. It's just totally intuition. It's totally being sensitive and being tapped into your environment. Like Native Americans, I mean, signs, symbolism, you would hear calls of animals and they would give you messages, right? We are not like that anymore in many ways. We hear things, we see things, and we're like, oh, I don't know, right? But this is actually a very ancient culture that, like, Native Americans were very vigilant. They paid attention to everything. They received everything with this sort of open heart, and they saw everything as like a divination or a prophecy or a sort of you can say the divine or the universe showing the people or showing them how they can better heal, balance, and excel, right? And you could continue to read it. You could spend 15-20 minutes just opening up your psychic channel and really letting yourself explore, almost like tea reading. And you can find some sort of messages. You can find some sort of things, right, that can really unlock sort of the divine and what it would like, could, about how to heal, how to grow, how to excel better, right? Or how you're doing that already, or what's being released, or what is there in, even when you look at it as it over time, you can see it even changing. You can see it shaping, right? You can see it shaping. Like I can see there is this just release. There's a release of the upper chakras. There's a sort of releasing of the upper chakras, the crown chakra, right? You can look at it and see it changing shapes, changing its form. I just feel the auras, there's a lot of thickness to it. There's a lot of sort of tunneling downward as well. Again, all very, very shamanistic in nature. So we're just going to tune out now with one long sut, and one short Nam. And I'll let you go and take this with you on your journey, and you could use it and put it in your toolkit. So inhale, exhale, inhale to chant. Sat Nam. Again. Sat Nam. Last time. Sat Nam. Bow to yourself in your practice, and thank you for joining me in Sat Nam.